Hualien Tzu Chi Hospital launches the first sports medicine center for young athletes in Eastern Taiwan. Taiwan has the second highest nearsightedness rate in Asia, and the problem is likely to be worsened. Welcome to DaAi Headlines. I'm Maggie Tai. Thank you for joining us. Beginning today with the opening ceremony of the first sport medicine center in Eastern Taiwan launches by Hualien Tzu Chi Hospital. Considered many sports stars are forced to retire after they are injured, the center aims to prevent young athletes from getting hurt and improving their strength at early age. It incorporates medicine, education, and technology to guard the health of our future sports stars. This athlete put on 41 light points with a high-speed optical infrared camera that can produce 200 images per second to analyze the high-speed movements in multiple dimensions. By recording the athlete's muscle, bone, and joint patterns during their exercises, they can help adjust their movement.
If we didn't incorporate science in the training, then it's like doing everything from scratch. Sports science medicine includes nutrition, fitness training, and sports techniques. All these can be improved and innovated in the future.
Hualien Tzu Chi Hospital launches the Sports Medicine Center and aggressively promotes sports education, fitness training, as well as psychological control for young athletes, so they can prevent themselves from getting hurt at an early age.
If they have a minor or serious injury, we will combine all our resources, including medicine, neuron science, nutrition, rehabilitation, or traditional Chinese medicine, to help them recover in the shortest time to minimize damage to their bodies. We can even improve their muscle strength.
The swimming team of Hualien County has cooperated with the Sports Medicine Center, have won 8 gold medals in the National School Athletic Games in 2017. One of them even broke a historical record.
Physical therapists will coach the athletes to manage their own bodies. For example, they can do some massage for the muscles to be more elastic, which can lower the risk of getting injured. Recently, we tried something even more crucial, that is to train them to control the core muscle so they can save energy and improve balance in the water.
The Sports Medicine Center incorporates medicine, technology, and education, aiming to help young athletes succeed in their sport career. Since Haiti was struck by a massive earthquake in 2010, damaging many schools, many students are still attending class in temporary shelters. A local priest, Father Tzu Chi, is seeking help from Tzu Chi to rebuild the classrooms.
Les tremblements de terre là, eh bien, majorité classe que nous te gagnons.
The problem in this area here is that most of our classrooms collapsed because the way they were built didn't respect paraseismic building norms or respect the fact that Haiti is very earthquake prone, especially Port-au-Prince.
Haïti, c'était un pays qui vraiment exposé à tremblement de terre, tout particulièrement Port-au-Prince.
Their programs are very meaningful. I mean, he take care of the kids from the neighborhood slum areas. You know, that's somebody nobody want to work on. But he has been helping the kids for 40 years. You know, that's a long time.
Ça n'a pas empêché tout que en 2006, il était tiré.
But that did not stop the fact that in 2006 I was shot because of the work that I'm doing, since these kinds of activities can be disturbing to people. For me, staying in the area is a sign of my solidarity with the people. The people who shot me have yet to understand me nor my vision. If I had not returned, then all this work that I started since 1977 would have been in vain.
Si n'était désisté dans moment ça, pas retourner, eh bien c'est tout travail que nous avons commencé à faire depuis 1977 qui a mouru. Et me dit si tu gagné en pile haïtien.
If, as Haitians, we can come to understand that despite everything, unity is strength, and if we can put that into practice, put love into practice, having compassion for those in need, then already we will have arrived at a new country.
The annual symposium for overseas volunteer coordinators took place in Hualien. The coordinators share annual reports of the disaster relief work directly to Master Zheng Yan, such as distribution, reconstruction, and free clinics that were conducted this year during the wildlife in California, Hurricane Harvey, and earthquake in Mexico.
August of last year, Hurricane Harvey ripped through Houston, Texas, destroying over 200,000 households. Near the Tzu Chi Houston office lies the biggest Vietnamese American community in the United States. Many local volunteers immediately started conducting distributions and door-to-door visits, which is still ongoing.
During the annual Lunar New Year festival, we saw many of the people that once received our aid. When they saw the Tzu Chi volunteers in their iconic uniforms, many of them immediately gave donations and vowed to be volunteers themselves.
In September 2017, Mexico experienced a 7.1 magnitude earthquake. 44 Tzu Chi volunteers from different countries conducted multiple relief distributions and also a 7-day-long free clinic for the survivors.
All of the medical staff carry handmade gift with them that symbolizes peace and safety for all of the free clinic patients. You can see when the patients received the specialized gift, they were all very touched that so many people from around the world care about them. It brought a sense of tranquility and comfort for them.
October of last year, the state of California was hit with a series of wildfires that destroyed over 8,000 buildings, with Santa Rosa being the hardest hit area. Tzu Chi volunteers quickly distributed cash cards and started doing mid to long-term planning in hopes to build a Great Love Village to help the affected residents.
Nahdlatul Ulama is the largest independent Islamic organization in Indonesia. It has 90 million members. On April 18th, the chairperson of the Supreme Council led a delegate of over 20 scholars to visit Master Zheng Yan at Jinsai abode.
What I like here, they also teach us something from her.
She is a PhD student from Indonesia. Her introduction of Tzu Chi's education impresses the visitors.
Teach our students to do everything with gratitude, with gratitude, with respect, right? We start from doing it by ourselves.
The delegate also visits Tzu Chi University because Nahdlatul Ulama has also set up schools and hospitals. They hope to exchange experiences with Tzu Chi.
I feel Master Zheng Yan is quite magnificent because there are very few people who are striving for humanitarianism and social justice from their heart like the Master.
However, the terrorist attacks that happened around the world have created discrimination against Muslims. The chairperson has a meeting with Master Zheng Yan, and peace is a topic they discuss.
宗教，我们大家都是可以呢，开阔了爱的心胸，而且彼此之间为的是整个人类互相的尊重。我们都是很期待，只要是人与人之间爱的能量来互动。
Islam and Buddhism also promote compassion and giving. Both sides look forward that through this religious dialogue, they can overcome racial and religious lines together and eliminate hatred.
May 13th is a day to celebrate Mother's Day, Buddha's birthday, and the Global Tzu Chi Day. This year's tri-celebration will be hosted in Chiang Kai-shek Memorial Hall. Containers of the fragrant water and the lamp and the lotus flower for the ceremony will all be produced from recycled plastic bottles. You will be impressed with the masterpiece. These were once disposed plastic bottles, but now they become beautiful lotus magically.
A lotus flower requires 5 plastic bottles, 4 white ones, and 1 green bottle. We are making 1,000 lotus flowers, so we'll need about 5,000 plastic bottles.
Tzu Chi volunteers used their creativities and started to collect plastic bottles since last year in order to make the lotus flower, the lamp holder, and the water container, which will be used for the ritual on Buddha Day ceremony. From 80 districts of the Great Taipei area, 400 volunteers gathered to practice making them, as well as teaching the community volunteers. They're expected to make 2,000 sets.
From collecting to cleaning to teaching, the entire process makes us realize what the cycle of a good karma is.
Our theme is the motherland. Everyone goes back to the very beginning and be purified from the start. From the making process to the completion, we will all celebrate the Buddha Day ceremony with a sincere heart.
Volunteers try all kinds of methods hoping to make perfect shape of the edge after they cut the plastic bottle, and they finally discovered that the cloth iron can make a lamp container that looks just like real glass. This is the best example of turning recyclables into art while protecting the environment. In Malaysia, volunteers make a large quantity of buns for events at the Kuala Lumpur Jingsi Hall. Some of the volunteers see the bun making process as part of their cultivation.
More than 10,000 peach-shaped buns are given out at the large events at Kuala Lumpur Jingsi Hall, often are made by this group of volunteers. They make between 800 to 1,000 peach-shaped buns every day. It took 3 years before the team stabilized. Everyone serves an important function.
We cannot rely on one person to do good deeds. Everyone needs to give of himself.
In fact, every step is very important. The person who knows how to make buns may not be the most important person. Everyone serves an important function. Do not underestimate yourself, as everyone has unlimited potential.
In making buns, one has to consider the amount of dough and the steaming time. During the production process, volunteers realize the principles of life.
I've learned to let go. In the past, I was more stubborn. I care very much about the appearances of the buns and human interaction. After listening to the master's teachings, I'm no longer stubborn.
During the process of making buns, volunteers cultivate their character and grow spiritually.
Eyes are called the window to our soul. When we lose our vision, life becomes very difficult. Unfortunately, Taiwan has the second highest incidence of nearsightedness in Asia, following behind Singapore. According to a government survey, 70% of junior high school students are nearsighted. Worse yet, it's likely that this is just the beginning of their vision problems.
再来，很好，很棒，再来，很好哦。
来看我的鼻子哈，哦，你现在瞳孔很大，你这样看东西写字就会有点模糊，对不对？
In second grade, he undertook an eye exam at school, and they found he may have a problem.
3年级接近200度，那未来要注意。
We make regular clinic appointments. It might be due to 3C products that his eyes get too tired.
其实台湾学童的视力不良。
The eyesight problem for young children in Taiwan has been bad for a long time. Usually in first grade or second grade, some 10 to 20% of children are suffering from nearsightedness. And when they enter junior high school, it rises to more than 60%, showing that eyesight in children is quite poor.
视力不良率是在加深的。
According to a survey by the Ministry of Health and Welfare from 2011 and 2016, first-grade students suffering from nearsightedness was between 26 to 29%. On sixth grade, the ratio rose 3 times to 63 to 65%. And in the third year of junior high school, the rate rose to 76 to 77%. Taiwan's nearsightedness only lags behind Singapore. Doctors warn that if nothing is done, students' eyesight could worsen by 100 points a year.
近视的病人呢，基本上就是这个眼轴。
In nearsighted patients, the length of the eyeball begins to increase. When it becomes longer, it is like a balloon getting bigger, with some cells not growing fast enough, as some areas become thinner. Some areas shrink, leading to bad blood circulation, causing problems between cells.
Like nearsightedness, macular diseases and glaucoma, especially retinopathy, can change the field of vision, with the lines becoming distorted or missing, and the macular area is affected, causing black spots in the center of the field of vision and potentially blindness. In order to protect the eyes, the habit of regular exercise and play is the most important thing to control the degree of nearsightedness. Doctors suggest that you should let your eyes rest for 10 minutes after reading for half an hour. Students should not stay indoors during breaks and go outdoors over holidays.
Dark green vegetables and foods rich in vitamins can prevent the risk of nearsightedness in young students, helping their pupils develop along with their optic nerve and retina.
Lutein, zeaxanthin, and DHA, these three compounds are very important to the eye.
If a child's retina is very good and healthy, you only need a balanced diet.
In addition, sleep is also very important for eye protection.
Sleep can also help prevent nearsightedness. Actually, going to sleep earlier can help the ciliary muscle, as you don't need to use eye drops.
Protecting one's eyes at a young age can help all Taiwan citizens prevent future eye problems in the future.
The annual Da甲妈嘉义procession continues with hot temperature leading some pilgrims on the road feeling unwell. Tima Mobile Clinic has been looking after the health of all participants. Small recycling stations were also set up to maintain a clean environment.
Tima, along with Tzu Chi volunteers, have assembled in front of Jiai's Fengtian Temple. A number of tents have been set up to provide healthcare services. This individual, Huang Bo-tan, has been walking for 4 days and has many blisters on his feet.
I'm suffering from blisters and my tendons and muscles hurt.
After treatment from Dr. Shu Hongda, both of his feet feel a little better.
Participants in the pilgrimage have it quite difficult. Their feet are sore and they have been walking for a long time, and they have even been bitten by insects. This is why we try to do what we can to help them.
This is the third year that Zheng Qianwen has participated in the Daja Matsu procession. In addition to giving pain medication and foot massages, she also offers tips about public health.
Some people don't have an experience, so they wear canvas shoes with socks and their toes rub together, causing pain. I give them some non-woven cloth and teach them how to wrap their feet. You can also drink sports drinks and try not to take any ice because it will cause more muscle fatigue.
Aside from this medical clinic, Tzu Chi volunteers have also established recycling centers in areas to promote Jingse literature, with some foreigners even expressing an interest.
I talked to her a bit and said that we're an NGO charity organization. I said we're all vegetarians because we want to save the earth.
The Daja Matsu procession has entered Jiai. Many pilgrims have taken up the goal of recycling and carried Tzu Chi's mission of protecting the earth.
On April 17th in New Taipei City, a gas explosion accident occurred, injuring a 45-year-old woman. She was cooking in the bathroom of her small apartment with a gas canister and portable stove, which may have leaked, causing second-degree burns to 63% of her body. The fire department reminds people that proper ventilation is needed when using a gas stove.
The apartment looks like it was bombed. The plastic bathroom door is destroyed and the door frame has collapsed. An explosion in the suite in the downtown New Taipei City occurred on April 17th. The whole place is a mess as the explosion was attributed to a gas canister used in a portable stove.
The reason for the explosion may be improper use of this gas container, which may have been leaking.
A 45-year-old woman was living in this apartment and was cooking in the bathroom with this gas canister and a portable stove. The area had poor ventilation. The gas explosion led her to have second-degree burns on 63% of her body. Fortunately, she was sent to the hospital quickly, as her life was not in danger. This portable stove and gas canister is what many people use in small apartments, as they typically don't have a regular kitchen to use. The fire department reminds everyone that when using these gas canisters, there needs to be proper ventilation, as these cans of gas can leak if they're improperly inserted.
If you correctly insert it and press the safety button, you might think that you are okay, but the stove could be damaged. It may not be an airtight connection, leading to a leaking situation.
So even if you have inserted the canister correctly, you should still listen to hear if there is a leak. In addition, one should not use large pots to prevent the heat from being reflected back to the canister, which can potentially explode.
Environmental protection is a critical curriculum subject at the Pondong Indah Tzu Chi Kindergarten in Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia. To teach children about the nature, teachers and schools volunteers took them on a field trip to the local park to observe all the different types of ecosystems. The children learn about the beauty of the nature and the importance to protect the earth.
The kindergartners at Pondong Indah Tzu Chi Kindergarten have come to the park to learn about what Mother Nature has to offer.
When the children get up and personal with Mother Nature, they start to have a real appreciation and gratitude for what she has to offer.
The children utilize magnifying glasses to explore all the tiny details Mother Nature has to offer.
If we don't love Mother Nature, then we will no longer have the pretty green grass.
It's because we're physically here to touch and connect with Mother Nature that the children can appreciate just how important protecting our environment is. Not only can they learn things that are not taught in the books, but they can physically experience everything firsthand. For example, they can run in the grass, which is not possible when you're sitting in a classroom.
Through non-traditional teaching methods, children are able to learn how to coexist in harmony with nature.
If you are determined to protect the environment, you can store recyclables everywhere. In Xinxin district of Kaohsiung, Tzu Chi volunteers set up temporary recycling points at different locations, including an empty lot next to a playground and space next to a market.
4 people quickly sorted recyclables without hesitation. Looking on from the distance, this place is actually an empty lot next to the playground. Despite the cold weather, these recycling volunteers work passionately.
I'm not taking a break. I'm very happy. Look, I'm doing this happily.
Next to the playground, volunteers set up the temporary recycling point with ropes. After quick recycling work, they restore the place to its original look. They go where there's recycling work to do. At this busy market, the atmosphere is very different. With the sound of plastic bags and laughter, the temporary recycling station in Kaohsiung is busy with recycling work.
Shoppers are sometimes curious about what we are doing. We then explain to them the pros and cons of using plastic bags.
This is a place to share recycling ideologies as well as for people to give of themselves.
I'm old and have no place to go. My grandchildren have already grown up. I feel very happy coming here.
Having nothing to do, I feel that my life is meaningless. Brother Zhao is willing to accept me so that I feel that there is hope in my life.
Being unemployed once saddened her. Fortunately, doing recycling has helped her grow spiritually. She feels she is spiritually wealthy from the volunteer work.
The April 22nd Earth Day is coming up. What will be your way to show love to the earth? Here in天母, Tzu Chi volunteers advocate low carbon style in the community. We will leave you with these images and thank you for joining us.